Welcome back, YouTubers, to my video blog of an everyday encounter of an everyday life of an SB. In my last series, however, we were talking about in part one of the sensory overload, basically the two definitions of hyposensitivity versus the hypersensitivity, and also pretty much the realm of the sensitivity to certain of the senses that comes about with me as an SB. Pretty much. Now in the second part, however, that I'm going to bring to you right now is pretty much how to manage with the sensory overloads basically in an everyday SB pretty much of the sensory overload, and hopefully this will give you a heads up that hopefully it will actually be of help to you or an SB that you may be coming approach to, or just a normal everyday person like yourselves, pretty much that could probably be of help to you as well. As I said, I'm here to encourage and hopefully become an awareness, and also these messages will give you a brief more understanding of my life sort of story, as well as pretty much also that we can connect in a way that we can understand each other better, despite the misunderstandings and misgivings and everything else around us that's, obviously gives many people different impressions on how it works. Right, to begin. Okay, as I said, this is mainly about looking after ourselves into our body, mind, and spirit factors. I believe that we all can to look after ourselves, and regardless of what we're doing in our everyday life, pretty much, be it if it's a busy lifestyle like we're working full time and that we tend to, forget that, oh yes, I need to look after me. Me comes first, so to speak. Even though, yes, many people may think it's selfish, but sometimes we do, as I said previously, need our time out for ourselves to regenerate and repair ourselves from any given situation at hand. So here's a few tips and ideas to give you guys in the ball running, hopefully, of what is best or what may work for you. It may not. Bear with me, but these are the ones that I have actually taken to heart for myself that will work for me. But you can comment below on this video, however, just to give me the heads up if they do work for you, or just give me some ways of your guys, ways of how to deal with these sensory overloads, ones that hit you in the ass, so to speak, over every situation, or any of the situations overwhelm you. So therefore, like I said, that not everyone is the same. However, how they cope with everyday struggles, or how they, do these rituals and routines of basically certain tips that I'm going to give out to you right now. Anyway, let's begin. Number one, we know exercise. Okay, number one, exercise. Exercise is a real given right. It is really important to keep our mind, spirit, and body intact, pretty much to keep us healthy. Yes, we need to take time out, like 20 minutes a day somewhere, or 10 minutes a day, be it whatever minutes a day, to do our little routines of our stretches, micro pauses, and the like of certain exercises that we may do. Okay, we need to find that time to do that, however, because obviously, as I said before, our bodies needs to regenerate and recuperate from any situations. For what I do, however, in this term exercise, is I walk around the block, or I walk into town pretty much. I also maybe walk around the home, in my bedroom, or even inside the house sometimes if I'm home alone. Or another one is I dance around like a silly goose in my room sometimes when I feel the right to, or when I feel happy, or what have you. Yes, many people may think I'm just crazy and stupid when I do that, but that's me. Another one, however, of another form of exercise is yoga. Yoga, I find, is great for me, as this releases every negative energy out of me, be it like if someone sent me some negative comments or just said something negatively to me, I push it aside and actually focus on those, and hopefully through those negativity will push out through, sick me out the positive vibes and energy around me. It's all about balance, so to speak. Last but not least, in this form of statement of number one of exercise, is Pilates. Again, this is also good for me or others around me. But bear in mind, however, with me being an SB, when I do exercise, many people may think, oh, she's not in a gym, she's not exercising in a gym. Exercise can be anywhere. Be it walking, enjoying the nature out there, be it I don't know, going to a park, playing frisbee with a dog, be it whatever the case may be. Why people may be asking they haven't seen me in gyms. Partly it's because of the atmosphere and vibes that it gives off around us. You know, sometimes also it's a fear, well, not a fear factor, but an overwhelming factor for me when it comes to meeting new people in groups, you know, be it, you know, whatever activity I do. Don't get me wrong, I like to be in a gym if I can afford it and stuff, and do what I love to do, be it like being on a rolling machine or an exercise cycle, or maybe give and take if I do some, you know, strength training in my upper arms to do those sort of tasks, what have you. Number 2, diet. Yes, we are what we are when we eat, or the saying, as the saying goes, we are what we eat, as experts tend to say. But however, with us Aspies, like me myself, we have to adhere to a diet. We need to stay away from certain chemicals, sugars, and processed foods. I'll share more of this later on for the reasonings and that later on, but the reasoning, well, what I can recall is because obviously, as I said before, hypersensitivity or hyperactivity, pretty much when it comes down to certain products, sometimes either that or we tend to feel sluggish and tired so quickly and whatnot. Number 3, therapy treatments. There will be a lot I'll be covering under the title alternative treatments, however, on this behavior, but I'll just say one for now that is more real common for us Aspies is the cognitive behavior therapy, which is the likes of how to cope in our everyday situations with our behaviors, so to speak. Be it like if something's overwhelming, it's just like I said before, how we can actually interact with the environment and the people around us in that given moment of time if some stimuli has given off us overwhelming experience and whatnot. Number 4, making informed choices. I know you all are thinking, with all that said, pretty much of, you know, informed choices, you know, pretty much to me, I don't like making choices every day sometimes, but in everyday situations, we need to make those everyday choices, good or bad. You know, as we say that the good will always outweigh the bad of these choices, regardless of what we go through. Yet, sometimes when it comes down to choices, you know, sometimes we might have to try and let down someone gently, you know, be it, you know, as example, is if someone invited me to a party and they let me down gently of the change of plan, that I'm not invited in it, that's fine by me, just as long as I know, you know, but in all honesty, also, it's also about being happy and being able to accept ourselves for who and what we are, as I keep saying. I do try however, to create an environment around me where I fit, no matter where I am at that given moment, be it if it's in a social function, as I said before, of a party, or if I'm at a beach, or just one-on-one activities with the like. But if I had given the moment of time, pretty much in this factor, created a sensory room. I mean, people may think, what the hell are you on about a sensory room, Kieran? Sensory room for me is like a little room that I can create in myself of the 5 senses. If something is overwhelming me, that I, as said before, can actually gather my thoughts or what have you after a meltdown or like panic attack and whatnot, be it whatever it is. Okay, number 5, however, yes, as I said before, in my previous video, in a noisy environment, I like to blog out with music in my headset, you know, on my headset or even on the computer or in my ears, what have you, and start to sing, hum, dance, the like, to block out any noises that isn't, you know, really making me feel worthwhile, even if it is, you know, overwhelming me. Okay, bear in mind though, in a noisy environment, okay, I'll say this, go easy on me when you talk to me. And this, again, is reasoning is being able to understand and accept each other's differences. Because I've noticed when I've come to life with certain people I've walked in my path, pretty much that I find them how to word it, rude and abrupt. Some people that may think, oh, I know better than you, Kieran, you know. But hello, in all honesty, you don't know me. I am me, however, you are you, and as the saying goes, screw the haters out there that may be judging me for the types of what I am and who I am. But at the end of the day, as I said, if you think that despite being an Aspie that I am a little kid, pretty much, not knowing or not being able to understand you a lot of what you say, yeah, I may not. Sometimes I don't tend to speak out as much as I used to, but I'm trying to learn to speak out now, just to not to talk me down like a little kid. Talk to me about your level, and also basically another one is, you know, if I don't understand something, be sure as how to actually maybe re-elevate and maybe put tiny words in for me to understand. It's give and take, as I said in one of my last few videos over, that if you do that for me, then I can do it for you. It's about a matter of trusting and respecting each other, so to speak. So I won't blubber on that last part because that part is really important to me to actually illustrate to you all. But in all honesty, this ends the chapter of my series of the Living with AS, hopefully. The next chapter series, however, will be called The World of Differences and a Treasure Chest. Then, however, like I said, that will basically be cut down to The World of Differences. This will cover pretty much the different types of disability. Don't judge a book by its cover. Like, I'm going to bring out maybe autism, the difference between autism versus, you know, Asperger's syndrome, even though I've already probably brought about it. Just a little brief, hopefully, overview. And also, in that, also is pretty much, with that autism part of it, however, it's going to look inside the brain of an autistic brain versus the alternative treatment therapy plans, maybe dietary plans or what have you, and the like, but I'll bring that more into the overview part of my introduction to it when I get to it. So I'll leave you all to it now. You enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys soon.